Hey yo, welcome back to the Dugout and Beyond. So as I mentioned in my previous video, we had quite a busy off season, of course, with MLB. But one person in particular had probably the busiest one out of all, and it was just him. So we had right into it. We had Carlos Correa, of course. If you watched anything in December, probably about it started about the beginning of it. It started on December 14th. And so it started with Carlos Correa. Actually, let's push it back a little bit, where he was actually, during this playoffs, he was saying how teams had to go out and reach for him, and they kind of had to, they were going to shop, and he was a product, so they had to come to him and give him the offer that he wanted, or else nothing would happen. So that was kind of like a down low, hey, like, Twins, like, you better come with something or I'm not going to be staying type of thing. So then on December 14th, there was a news article that came out saying that he reached an agreement with the San Francisco Giants. This is coming after the whole Aaron Judge situation. So the Giants, all the Giants fans were like, oh, okay, maybe you got something again. So they came to a 13-year, $350 million contract agreement. But then there was physical situations. They were concerned about his whole, of course, they do a physical when you go into a new team, you do a physical or sign a new contract. They do that so they know you're healthy and can sign the agreement. That's how it usually goes. So then, just 6 days later, December 20th, the Giants canceled the press conference the date of. Almost a week later, the Giants scraped a press conference to introduce Correa just hours before it was scheduled to begin without giving any explanation. This development, which came after he had arrived in town and even shopped for a home in the area, was the first indication that the deal might be in danger. So he was literally there, he was getting ready, he was fully going to this conference, and they called it off. Then, like, okay, I think it's fine, right? I'm pretty sure it was like 4 in the morning here in New York. The Mets pick up Carlos Correa for a year less, and instead here for $350, so $35 million less. On this deal, and I was like, what is happening? They just completely canceled him yesterday for a physical that they worry about. You think he's going to be fine with your physical? Like, there's something there. Obviously it came like about, but yeah, so that happened. They came into agreement. $3,500, $1 million less for one less year. Then, oh wait, let's go fast forward a couple of days to the day before Christmas. They're concerned about his physical now too. What? Yes, we know. We've been through this. So, yeah, this was definitely not something you were expecting, especially from a player that kind of threw himself out there, like, hey, like, if you want me, you gotta come get me. Let's make this deal, but it got to be a deal that I wanted to have too. Then all this stuff starts happening and you can't get onto a team. So yeah, the day before they have problems, and then fast forward a little bit later into the new year, January 10th, there comes out talks that Carlos Correa is talking back with the Twins again. They do now. Somehow this completely all works out for the Twins. They have now signed a 6-year, $200 million. So, in the first place it was $13,350. Then it got down to $12,315. Now, they're cutting that basically completely in half by years. And over 150 for the first deal, and over 115 million for the second deal he was given. Wow, that was a crazy couple weeks. That we of course were like, all right, how are these teams doing this? And then, so of course, the Twins they probably saw something, but they're like, all right, we saw you play first last year. You're not horrible. You got your name, but we're gonna give you a lot less for a lot less. Yeah, then he struck a deal with the Minnesota Twins for 6 years, $200 million after an insane amount of time. Oh, not an insane amount of time, more of just an insane timeline of events to happen for one player with multiple teams. And of course, this had come right after the whole Arson Aaron Judge situation, and more with the Giants not being able to get anyone, but they did end up getting. If you go back in my other videos, I do actually talk about them signing some players, and some of them are big name players, but they did not get Aaron Judge or Carlos Correa, or because they were beat out by the Yankees, and also they had a failed physical here, and they were not appreciating that. But yeah, so things somehow work out for herself, and in this case they did, where the player thought he could market himself to get a huge massive extension, comes out with a big extension, just a lot less years and a lot less money, but granted $200 million is still a lot of money. But yeah, so that was the timeline of Carlos Correa in the 2022 offseason. Yeah, this is definitely was something interesting to see and how it all go down. But yeah, things happen for a reason, and yeah, so hopefully he continues. I still don't like him because he was on Astros, but in the end, he is a good player as long as he gets not caught for cheating again. But yeah. So thanks for coming by, watching. If you enjoyed, if you thought this was the most insane, if one of the craziest things to see for off season for MLB, share that. If not, share another one that I can look up, and I'll see what happened about it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by. Comment if you want, subscribe if you want, and like if you want. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.